Mom and Dad, do I really have to leave? We've already called your grandparents. They'll be here soon to pick you up. We don't need someone ugly like you. I'm sorry, but we can't have a daughter with no prospects. I don't remember giving birth to someone as ugly as you. My parents, who only showed love to my beautiful elder sister, were indifferent to me. They took her and left the house, leaving me behind with only the emotional scars of being abandoned. But then, my grandfather said, "It's okay. We will ensure your future. We'll make them regret this." Believing his words, I started a new life with my grandparents. There, my talent for acting blossomed, and I grew to the point where I was the main character in dramas. It's been a while. I've come to take you back. Hey! What are you talking about? If you bother her anymore, I'll call the media. My name is Nancy. Now, I'm a successful actress, busy with drama offers. Despite my success, the journey here was truly tough and challenging. Of course, the training to become an actress was hard, but even more so was my childhood. I was born the second daughter to a father who was a salaried worker and a mother who was a homemaker. Hey, sis, let's go to the park and play together. Sure, let's go. I think life was truly enjoyable until I became conscious of the world around me. My sister was beautiful even from a young age, famous in the neighborhood for her looks. Our parents adored her, and it was clear she was favored over me. But since she was kind to me, I didn't feel too upset about it. However, things started to change when I entered elementary school. Your sister is going to dance classes now, so she doesn't have time to go to the park. What if she gets hurt and scars her beautiful face? I'm sorry. But what is dance? I want to go too. Let's go together. It's enough with just your sister. It's a waste of money for you to learn to dance. As a young elementary school student, I didn't quite understand the implications of money, and I wasn't too hurt by this. But gradually, as restrictions on my activities and time with my sister increased, so did my dissatisfaction. My only joy was playing in the park with my sister or playing house at home. Looking back, I think just doing something with my sister was what made me happy. Sis, can't we go to the park today? It's Saturday, let's go out and play. Mom and Dad will get mad, sorry. But I don't have lessons today, so how about we play that new game we got? Okay. My sister was the only one doing extracurricular activities, and only she got things like games. For birthdays or Christmas, I would only receive cheap gifts. Once, I overheard our parents talking. They wanted to invest only in my beautiful, promising sister. Indeed, I wasn't as beautiful as my sister and not particularly good at academics either. But I resented our parents for judging us based on appearance from the beginning. Nancy should have a game too. It's sad if it's just me. She's meant to lead a normal life, so she doesn't have time for games. She should just study for her future. You're special, so you need to practice dance and singing for your future in the entertainment industry. We want to raise you stress-free. My sister was also worried about living a life where only she was favored. While my sister felt guilty for being the favored one, I never blamed her. We maintained a good relationship, and I tolerated what I could, never opposing our parents. As I grew up, my parents increasingly ignored me. Even if I got perfect scores on assessments or good marks, they didn't care. Can you sign my report card? What's this? It's pathetic you can't even get all high distinctions. Seriously, what good are you? You're not good-looking or smart. They don't have to say things like that. I worked hard to get decent grades, even though I wasn't perfect. And besides, my sister's grades were worse than mine. And while I wasn't as beautiful as my sister, why wouldn't they acknowledge me at all? I knew what my parents thought and had understood it since I was young, but as I grew older, the stress became more intense, and my interactions with my sister lessened. Maybe I was envious that my sister received our parents' attention. You don't have to worry about what Mom and Dad say. You have your own strengths. You don't understand how I feel. She was always kind to me. But the kinder my sister was to me, the more miserable I felt about myself. Then one day, I said, Mom, I got the lead role in the Open House. I need to buy a costume. We don't have money for such nonsense. We're not spending on useless things. But lots of parents will be watching, and I'll be performing in front of the whole school. It won't help your future. I already told you, we're not wasting money on that. If you really want to do it, ask your grandparents. I tried asking Dad too, but his response was the same as Mom's. It seemed they really didn't care about me at all. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should have realized it sooner. From a young age, I never got any games, only hand-me-down clothes and shoes from my sister. I thought I understood my place in the family, but I guess I still hoped for more from my parents. But that was pointless. From that moment, I no longer thought of them as my parents. Grandma, Grandpa, long time no see. My grandparents didn't live too far, about an hour's bike ride away. I usually didn't visit because of the distance, but that day I went without telling anyone. My parents didn't care about me, and I couldn't rely on my sister. My grandparents were all I had left. Oh, what brings you here so suddenly? Is it bad I came without calling? Of course not. We're happy you're here. Come on in. My grandparents welcomed me warmly despite my sudden visit. I explained my situation and hesitantly asked if they could pay for my costume. It felt too convenient to ask them for money only when I needed it. But they agreed without hesitation. I was so relieved. Now I could play the lead role. They were happy for me and listened with smiles I'd never seen from my parents. I felt a joy I'd never experienced before, and I couldn't help but smile. I love acting, I always mimic the dramas I watch. That's why I got the lead role, everyone said I'm good at acting. That's amazing. Show us a bit of it. Sure. They praised my performance, and I was truly satisfied. Being recognized by my grandfather filled a void left by my parents' neglect. I was truly happy. A pure feeling I hadn't gotten from my parents in a long time. After that, I started visiting my grandparents on every holiday. The round trip by bike took 2 hours, but it was worth it compared to being treated like air by my parents. My grandparents treated me like their own daughter. Plus, Grandpa even gave me acting tips. Thanks to what Grandpa taught me, my teacher said my acting has improved a lot. That's great to hear. Grandpa used to be a stage actor. He mainly performed on stage, never in dramas or movies, but he had a wealth of acting experience. His guidance greatly improved my performance, and I even received a standing ovation at the school event. Grandma, Grandpa, did you see? I did it. I whispered to myself, filled with happiness and gratitude towards my grandfather. But there was a tinge of regret that my parents weren't there to see it. I didn't expect anything from my parents, nor did I want them to come. But I had my grandparents and acting. Would you like to join a local children's play about folktales? Grandpa asked. He got me involved in local plays, something my parents never did. I felt like I mattered when I was with them. A feeling that began to grow. Being with my grandfather fills my heart. My parents were too busy coddling my growing sister to notice me. One day, when I was in my first year of middle school, I came home late. I'm home! You're late. Sit down, we have something important to discuss. It was unusual for them to even acknowledge my return. Well, they didn't even greet me back today. But what could this important matter be? Unlike my sister who went to a private school, I was made to attend a public school without question. I wasn't even allowed to participate in extracurricular activities, so I can't imagine what this important talk could be about. I sat in the living room as I was told. What's the discussion about? You're going to live with your grandparents from now on. We know you go there every break. What? We're moving near a talent agency for your sister, and we can't waste money on you anymore. This was absurd. It was nothing short of parental neglect. I knew they barely showed me love, but they still had a responsibility as parents. Pushing it all onto my grandparents was too much. Of course, I'd rather live with my grandparents than with them. But they were important to me, and I didn't want to burden them. That's going to be a burden on Grandma and Grandpa. I'm not even asking for much. It's decided. They'll be happy to have you. But we're moving this Saturday. Pack your stuff. Having said that, my father returned to his own room. Dad left after saying that, not even letting me finish. It was clear he meant it. They had no intention of raising me anymore. It was like being discarded. Despite knowing they didn't need me, this hurt me deeply. How could they be so cruel? But I couldn't understand their feelings. And then the day came. Mom, Dad, do I really have to leave? We called your grandparents, they'll be here soon. We don't need an ugly girl like you. I'm sorry, but a daughter with no prospects is useless. I don't remember giving birth to someone ugly like you. My sister looked down until the very end, but my parents said this with a grin. My already hurt heart was beyond repair, but they didn't notice and left. Left alone in front of the house, I struggled to accept reality. It's okay. I have my grandparents. I tried to reassure myself, but the pain didn't fade. Thankfully, they arrived soon by car. As soon as I saw them, I couldn't hold back my tears anymore. Mom and Dad hate me. They said they have no use for an ugly girl. Mom said she doesn't remember giving birth to me. It's okay. We're here for you. Those people aren't your family. You're our precious daughter. Forget about them. They took me home and told me they'd been asked to take care of me that morning. They couldn't contact my parents now and didn't know where they moved. But they decided to cut ties with them. That's right. They discarded me. They're no longer my family. I'll enjoy my new life with my grandparents in my own way. To keep my sanity, I kept telling myself that everything would be okay, and so began my life with my grandparents. Grandma, Grandpa, I got the lead role again. The first days were emotionally unstable, but the unconditional love from my grandparents gradually healed me. Grandpa's suggestion led me to acting classes, where my talent flourished. I was living fulfilling days, starring in major plays, and had forgotten about the people who abandoned me. I was truly enjoying my life. That's great. You've got my blood in you, after all. Your talent as an actress is blooming. Maybe I'll become a leading actress representing the USA someday. I truly believe you will. In 5 years, your life will change for sure. Back then, I hardly believed Grandpa's words. I knew I had a talent for acting, but I never thought I'd become an actress. The world wasn't that sweet, and due to my upbringing, I lacked confidence. I always thought I was doomed to fail. I think such thoughts were somewhere in my heart. But contrary to my beliefs, during my first year in high school, I was scouted. It was a minor role in a drama, but it marked the start of my acting career. More emotion. Real sadness doesn't look like that. Yep. As I began my acting career, Grandpa's rigorous training became a daily routine. He was usually kind, but strict with acting. His guidance helped me improve rapidly. One day, the shooting for the new drama had begun, and I was living a whirlwind of busy days. Grandpa's training is still as tough as ever. I'm happy to see that my acting is getting better and receiving higher praise because of it. That day, as I was preparing to go to the studio for more acting training with my grandfather, the doorbell rang unexpectedly. What? Why? Hey, long time no see. We saw your drama. You've grown a lot. I was shocked to see my parents after 5 years. Why were they here? They knew where I lived since we hadn't moved. But what was happening? They had discarded me, and now they were acting as if nothing had happened. It was a joke. What do they want from me? Trauma, fear, and anger towards them welled up inside me, but I was quickly brought back to my senses when someone patted me on the shoulder from behind. What do you want? We're here to see our lovely daughter. Don't look so scared. It's been 5 years. What are they talking about? Coming to see their lovely daughter? Enough with the lies. You never once called me cute or anything like that. They had never shown me any love or affection. All their love, money, and time went to my sister. And now what? Why are you here? You're the lead in that popular drama, right? We were shocked to see the last episode. Amazing. Listen. Your sister, despite all the money we spent, said she's quitting the entertainment industry and left home. She's gone, so we came to pick you up. I see. It's all clear now. Their affection for my sister wasn't love. It was an investment for the future. They probably spared no expense in terms of money, time, and everything else on my sister because she was someone who could enter the entertainment industry and earn money. Since that investment failed, they're targeting me. They think, as an actress, I'm earning well and can support them. They want to use me as a tool. They are making a fool of someone. I'm not your tool, and I won't be used by you. You're mistaken if you think I'll spend my money on you. Sure, I earn a decent salary as a lead actress, but I have no intention of spending it on people who aren't family. My sister realized she was just a money-making tool for you, not loved. Now you're facing the consequences of treating your children as tools, not as family. From a young age, I never defied my parents and accepted the disparity between my sister and me. I guessed to them, I was a convenient presence who complied with everything. That's probably why they think they can use me now, without any apology. But they're wrong if they think I haven't changed in these past 5 years. Hold on. I raised you. How could you say such awful things to your own mother? Our upbringing is why your acting talent blossomed. Enough joking. How can you even talk to someone you discarded like that? If you come any closer, I'll call the media. I'll expose everything you two have done, and you'll be finished in society. Disappear if you don't want that. Grandpa said this, and my parents fled, their faces pale. I never expected to meet them again like this. But I could express my feelings now, thanks to the love and openness my grandparents provided. I was grateful to them again and glad that I could finally sever ties with my parents. Then, I focused on my drama, which eventually became a huge hit in the USA, making me a famous actress. My grandparents were genuinely happy for me. Congratulations. It was a great show. Thanks. It's all thanks to you, Grandma and Grandpa. It's all your effort. You make us proud. Even after the drama, my busy schedule left no time for a vacation. I had planned to take my grandparents on a trip, but it seemed impossible for now. However, I decided to express my gratitude through my continued success as an actress. There was also some progress with my family. My sister, who had always been by my side, contacted Grandpa, wanting to talk to me. I wondered what she was doing now. When I heard about my sister from my grandparents, that thought suddenly crossed my mind. Last I heard, she supported me until the end, even when I pushed her away. I owed her an apology, so I agreed to meet her. Long time no see. How have you been? Good. And you, sis? She had lost weight and wasn't living well. I heard that after moving, the excessive pressure from our parents had driven her to a breakdown. She eventually fled and now worked as an office clerk at a small company, struggling to repay the debts our parents accrued investing in her. They probably approached me expecting financial support, seeing my success. That's tough, sis. You've had a hard life too. It's nothing compared to you. But I'm happy to see my little sister succeed. Keep it up as an actress. I'll always support you. Her words brought me to tears. I pushed away my sister once, who had always been kind to me. Despite her own hardships, she still called me her lovely little sister. Currently, I am able to earn more money than my sister, and I could help her financially. But that wasn't the right thing to do. She had escaped our toxic parents and was living independently. My role was to support that. If you ever need help, let me know. I'm here for you. Thanks. But I'm content with my life now. You don't need to worry about me. If those parents ever find out where you are and do something, make sure to contact me right away. Sure. We began keeping in regular contact and met for meals once a month. We shared a bond, having suffered under the same parents. However, we both have continued to suffer at the hands of those parents. We wanted to support each other moving forward. As for my parents, I heard they declared bankruptcy due to their decisions. What about work? Dad quit his job around the time I graduated high school, intending to support me. Probably thought he wouldn't need to work once I became famous. I see. So, they ended up bankrupt. They got what they deserved. They divorced and lived separately, struggling financially. No matter how successful I became, I had no intention of helping them. They reaped what they sowed. Because that's what these two have done for us. I'm still living with my grandparents, enjoying every day. My sister, who was always kind to me. And my grandparents, who always supported me. I cherish these 3 family members and will continue to be grateful for the rest of my life.